Now, this is what gets me really excited. When a company introduces budget offerings to some of their premium models so that you can get your foot in the door, start using the design, and then if it really connects with you, you can upgrade to the premium model. Now, for Benchmade, these are budget. I'm putting air quotes there because it's still Benchmade, but they are significantly cheaper than the original models. And today we're going to be looking at two. You're getting a 2-for-1 with the PSK Personal Survival Kit. I figured that K would stand for knife, but I guess not, according to their website, I guess. But we are going to be testing this out as a survival knife, doing batoning, side splitting, fire starting, and a whole lot more to see how this stacks up. But we're also going to be looking at one of my favorite designs, just period, which is the Tagged Out, now in a budget offering, since I love my G10 handle with S45VN, but this is a $300 knife. This, now significantly cheaper, and I will tell you that regardless of which model, it is definitely, in my mind, better than the BUGOUT. 4 reasons that we will highlight today in the video. And we're just going to have a total blast highlighting the good, the bad, and helping you determine if budget friendly is the right way to go, or should you just go premium, or just skip these designs altogether. That's what we're hitting today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. We are going to have a total blast just diving in and having so much fun. Now, I want to kick things off with the PSK since I have not reviewed the premium version or this before. If you're here just for the Tagged Out, there are chapter sections below. You can skip ahead and see that. But again, we're going to be running in competitive options, pros, cons, all that throughout the video. So I encourage you to stick around for the whole thing. But if you just want the Tagged Out, you don't give a crap about this one, that's totally cool. Chapters below. Now, there are 3 things, having not reviewed the premium version before, that really connected with me, 2 that did not in this design. Now, the first thing that I really liked was the LMAX Steel Choice Rockwell 59-61. That is a great HRC for LMAX. I prefer that over S30V, which has been their kind of introductory steel for a while now. I think it way outperforms S30V. And I've always viewed LMAX kind of as like an alternative to MagnaCut, which the premium version with G10 handles is made out of. So it performs similarly. MagnaCut, I would say, is an overall better, well-rounded steel, but for the average user, you're going to have a hard time noticing a lot of difference. It's rust-resistant, it's wear-resistant, and relatively tough for a stainless steel. And you got to have a good ceramic or diamond stone, but you can hone it in the field and work with it, being a personal survival, they say kit, I'm going to say knife, PSK knife. So theoretically, you're taking this in the outdoors. Maybe you're putting it in a go bag. You're just a more preparedness mind person. Can you resharpen it on the go without a whole full-blown kit? Absolutely. This is my SHARPAL Field Buddy. It's got, you always think it's a knife. It's a paracord wrap. It's got coarse and fine diamond stones, and then the sheath is a leather strop, and I can absolutely hone LMAX with this blade. It takes some effort, but you can absolutely do it. And so I'll try and link that below over to my affiliate networks on Amazon and all that. So because you guys are always curious about that thing and what I use to sharpen my blades, and you can do it with LMAX in the field. Now, the other thing that I noticed is just the blade shape at 3.4 inches and 0.11 stock thickness with a flat grind. This thing with a very gradual drop point is absolutely focused for survival, for outdoor tasks. It's not a tactical knife. It doesn't have a big swedge or clip, even like the Tagged Out, which is way more piercing, but that means it has a very durable tip. The tip is very durable. You can pierce and stab with it still, but there's meat behind the grind. You're not working with a paper-thin blade. And so I like that, and it absolutely performed well in all the tasks that I put it through, and I really like these little laser cutouts that they've done, just giving it a little flair and some accents that we don't always see on our pocket knives. So overall performance, just for general utility, EDC, but also in woodworking, I was actually really pleased with. The blade shape really, really does work well, and I'm totally digging that. Now, the second thing that I noticed that was kind of like, okay, if this is a survival knife, can we start a fire with it? Well, the entire spine is 90, so you can launch sparks like crazy. You can have it closed and totally throw them. You can have it open and do that. Now, they have specifically left you this notch down here. I don't think it was necessary. They literally call that like the fire striking notch down there. I don't like doing it that close to the blade, and you're facing the blade towards your hand. At least you're pushing against the lock, so you're not going to accidentally have it collapse on you. But again, I could just have it closed. So, I mean, is that necessary? No. Is it there? Yeah. But it will absolutely get a fire going, so that's excellent. Now, the thing that really got me blown away is the durability. The durability is absolutely there with this, and I was not expecting it to perform like it did. Because it's built with an assisted mechanism, they have this lever right here that you push forward, and you can actually see the piece of metal go up against the axis lock there and push it against the pin and everything, so it's all locked in. And I batoned with this thing on a level that you should not do with your blades, but it is solid. That was a knot or something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see? Well, the safety did not move back, so that's the first thing I notice. And again, that safety, yeah, it didn't move back, and there's no play. And then when I go put it back into place, okay, that's good. So I am impressed on that front. The firing still works just as it should. The mechanisms, it never hopped, and it is still rock solid like I would expect it to be. Now, on the flip side, that's also a detractor for me. I don't really care for assisted knives in general. I like autos and OTFs, but like assisted is this weird middle ground that I just don't usually use. The crossbar lock is like perfectly designed, you know, to do the fun action that we would get with other blades. For an outdoor survival knife, I don't need an assisted, and I just prefer not to have it. There it is. I just prefer not to have it. I want to know what you guys think about the assisted feature. Are you like, dude, that's the sickest thing ever? Or are you like, I agree with you. I don't really need assisted. I'm not going to be pounding on a blade like this. I'm not going to be doing this type of stuff with a folder. I mean, it's super strong and durable, and you can move that locking mechanism in and out if you want. You know, you don't have to deploy it if you don't want to. It does kind of protrude. It didn't really create a hot spot, but I mean, you know, it's there. But the action, you know, it totally fires off like it should. Very snappy, very strong, and I've had it now for a while, and just, again, thumping on it, doing all kinds of stuff. Ergonomically is another really big win for me. They've done the loop over pocket clip. They're doing Grivery scales. The original and MagnaCut has G10, so that's another aspect. I like the two-tone pattern there, the ribs. This is one of the thicker folders you're going to find at 0.6, so they really worked on ergonomics to give you a big round guard. I'm really full and locked in the hand, so it's a big knife. So if you like big rounded full blades and handles, specifically, this really does hit that box for me, and still coming in at under 5 ounces. It's like 4.4 ounces, I think. So it's relatively lightweight when we compare it to some of the competitive options we're about to, that I would argue are like heavy duty survival kit level pocket knives. So the other aspect, before we get into these competitive options now, having used it a bunch, I mean, the design connects with me outside the assist, kind of. There's nothing really to complain about. It's the price. It's the price, guys. This is supposed to be budget. We got LMAX, we got Grivery, you know, liners, stainless steel liners. The original MagnaCut version is $400. I think that's kind of too steep, but whatever. This is $325. $325, and I think this is cannibalizing at that price other knives that I would prefer in this survival pocket survival kit arena. And here's what I mean by that. $125, I can get the full-size ADAMAS in crew wear. And I'm going to be real. This is the knife, if you're going to tell me, hey, it has to be a pocket knife and you're building out a go bag, a survival kit, you know, whatever, I'm going with this guy. I'm going with this guy. The handle's even bigger and fuller. It's actually slimmer slightly. Weighs more. It's like 6 ounces. But I still got a 90-degree spine. Still have similar grinds. It's got a little bit of a more piercing clip, so I have just a little bit more piercing capability. It's larger overall, and it's the exact same price. I'm getting better materials with G10 handles. I get a pocket sheath if I want, and they're the exact same price. If this was like $275, I'd be like, still a little pricey, but okay, I get it, you know. And you know, we could argue it's budget. At that price point, and you lay these two down, and we're like, okay, build out a kit. I'm probably going to go with the ADAMAS 9 out of 10 times. And so that's me, and that's my mileage, unless I'm having to really focus on weight. if you like the design, it absolutely functions, very durable, but there are a few little kind of just goofy things with it, as we've discussed. Now, as we move on to the tagged out. The tagged out, man. Okay, this is what I'm really digging. LMAX steel as well, so we've already touched on that, right? You're going to get 2 different color palettes. This is like OD green with, or they call it maybe like forest green, and then kind of a tan. And then you can get kind of a khaki white almost with OD green and then orange standoffs. That's really cool. Man, I'd love some more color combinations with maybe this blade with this handle. I love the orange standoffs on the G10 version as well. Just me. Let me know what you guys think about that, but that's a really cool variant. So there's 2 variants here. This seems to me to be a lot more like introductory, because that will hit right out of the way that I'm excited about. It's like $210 MSRP, $210. So about $20 more currently, I believe, than the standard BUGOUT, which is an S30V. So again, LMAX is way more my preference. And the biggest part to me, already discussed in our other video on the G10 model, and I'll tag that if you guys want to go explore and you are interested in the premium version right out of the gate, but is the fact of its size. It's just bigger. It's bigger than the BUGOUT, but it's only like 2.4 ounces, so extremely lightweight, but you're getting a slightly longer blade shape that's just more organic to me, higher grind, so it slices better from my experience. Still has a 90-degree spine, so you could absolutely still throw sparks with it. And you have a bigger handle as well. Full grip out the back there. They're doing Grivery, and they got those standoffs, flow-through construction. So it feels like a BUGOUT. You know, it's got the kind of clacky handle, but it doesn't sound quite like a Griptilian, which is all solid back there. You got that flow-through construction, good loop over pocket clip, but it's just bigger overall than the BUGOUT. And if you were to ask me now that this is available and you're like, hey, standard BUGOUT, standard tagged out, you know, not the premium version, tagged out, easy, like non-starter. And I think this is a better variant than what they were offering before, because they had it with a cutout, which I prefer thumb studs, but they had a cutout and it was only in orange and it was CPM 154 if I remember. Again, LMAX I would prefer over that type of steel for in a pocket knife specifically. So I think that they really, with this model, hit the nail on the head. And if I had known about the 2, or like, you know, that this was coming out, I probably would have held off on this, because this is a very high performer. Now, I mean, if you like G10 and the feel of G10, and S45VN, man, I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference at all between LMAX and S45. Now, if this was in Magna Cut at 300, then that would make a little bit more sense to me. But I think that around 210, very competitive with the BUGOUT, and I would take it over the BUGOUT any day of the week, mainly for larger handle, larger blade, and just a cooler profile. I mean, boring as mess on the BUGOUT, a lot more practical, but also a lot more tactical and a lot more fun to carry the tagged out. So, guys, that is me and my mileage. I will have links to all this below. Appreciate Benchmade sending me these models, but as always, keeping it real with you guys, showing you the pros, cons, what makes sense, and what does not in every single video. So you can check out all those affiliate links to DLT, Blade HQ, GP Knives, all of that below if you're interested in any of these models. Again, I invite you guys to join over on Patreon. Growing like crazy over there and just have a really cool community. And until next time, check out the other videos, subscribe, and always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.